My mom would share the story ever so often that when I was born, my legs were folded like this. I'm Kevin Powell, a 43-year-old man living with arthrogryposis, and I am the principal of the Jamaica Stock Exchange e-campus. So I grew up in Kingston, Jamaica, in a community called Victoria Courts Apartments. It's off Whitehall Avenue. I spent most of my formative years at the Mona Rehabilitation Center, and of course went to primary school at the Hope Valley Experimental School by Mona in Papine. I grew up very independent, lived a very fulfilled life at the Mona Rehab Center, did everything that a child should do, played, climbed trees, do everything that you could think of that a child would experience in those formative years. Did my common entrance and went to the best high school in Jamaica, Calabar High School, where of course I continued my journey of success. Was a very integrated space. I did very well at academics, but also participated in quite a few extracurricular activities and leadership there, being the student council president, prefect, involved in ICF and various clubs and societies. And then went to the University of the West Indies, where I did my first degree in English and education, and then went to the University College of the Caribbean to do a master's degree in business administration. So, a journey of just ensuring that education was a part of that journey, because education is very important to the success of anybody, but certainly for those with disabilities and with special needs, education is really the key that you're going to use for fulfillment and certainly further independence within this Jamaican space. I was born with arthrogryposis. My parents would tell me, my mom would share the story ever so often that when I was born, my legs were folded like this. And so immediately I had to do a surgery to get the legs and the joints straightened as they are now, because they were folded in the womb. And so from birth, I've had to do multiple surgeries to get the legs to the state that they are in now. And my last surgery was done when I was in the 5th grade at primary school, waiting on my exam results, in fact, in the hospital bed, having done the last surgery on my hips. And so for much of that time, I'd be walking with crutches, and then throughout my time in high school, I'd be using a wheelchair, and then I reverted to the crutches post-high school until now. It's a non-congenital disorder. That means I don't have, my daughter, thankfully, was born with this condition, but certainly I was born with this condition and have had to navigate it throughout much of my life. I share the story all the time. When I was about 8 years old, my mom was the one who taught me how to walk with crutches, because prior to that, I was always being lifted by my father. I was on my father's shoulder, I was in his arms, just having me up and down, because of course, there was no other way to take me around. And my mom said to me, son, you're really going to damage your father's back, and I need the back for his back for her own purposes. So she taught me how to walk with crutches. And one of the lessons she taught me was that you're going to fall. When you walk with it, when you start to walk, when you start to use it, you're going to fall. But always get up, always rise to the occasion. Brush yourself off, try again. And at the tender age of 8, that lesson has left an indelible mark on my life, because that's the mantra I live by. I go through it, I remain consistent throughout the struggles, throughout the barriers, throughout the impediments. I fall, but I get back up, because life doesn't owe you anything. the condition that you find yourself should never be an impediment to your own success. And so I always live by that, and I always strive to do better and better and better. I'm currently involved in sports. Yes, I'm an athlete, I'm a para-athlete. I played badminton, wheelchair badminton. Hopefully will represent Jamaica soon at the LA Olympics. That's my goal, and I'm working hard towards it. And that's really a testament of just making sure that whatever the condition is, professionally I'm going to excel, socially I'm going to excel, athletically I'm going to excel, because it starts with the mind. It's a fighter mentality that has been born in me and bred in me and taught to me by my mom and my father, to always fight and get what you want in life. No excuses. Not always easy. I don't want to make it seem as if I have always been this motivated. There were times and days when I said, why am I here? Why have you, I've prayed to the Lord. I said, why have you done this to me? I have a younger brother. He's perfect. He's whole, so to speak. Can walk. I got this blessing, as I say. I call it a blessing. You may think that, yes, why have this situation occurred to you? But all things work together for good, the Bible tells us. And so this is the good. You use your story to encourage other people. You use your story to enhance the quality of life of your fellow man. I want to encourage everybody, live your life without excuses. Life owes you nothing. You make of life what you will. That's my story.